Hi guys! You know who's back? That's B. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And to my Korean friends, annyeong, annyeonghaseyo. And to people who are new to my channel, my name is Ann, and on my channel I review foreign shows. We are the friends, like I always say, to what? The subtitle, right? We have conquered the subtitle, and you know what I mean, right? You are able to read and watch at the same time, and you are able to enjoy foreign content. We're enjoying food, culture, language. You're learning so much stuff. So if that's something you're getting into, especially for my American friends, keep going. It gets better. And then there's so much content out there that we can consume. Nothing against Hollywood, but there's so much stuff out there. And I'm back today. Like I say, we travel around the world consuming excellent content. And today we are back in South Korea. Like I had promised from my last video, we've been waiting for this one to be over, which is called What Was It Love? And to my Korean friends, I hope you are all well. I'm not sure if you guys heard the reason why there was a delay with the last episode of this program was because last week, I believe, Korea had a typhoon, and so they had to interrupt the programming for weather updates, and because of that, it did not air. And the way it works is it has to air in Korea first before the rest of the world, United States, can consume it, which seems only fair that the country that made it go first. So anyway, luckily, this week, they did come through, and we finally got our last episode 16, and ooh, good show, right? It is so good. So let's get to it. And like I said, this is called What Was It Love? Now, I was gonna say, before they even asked this question, was it love? The first question should have been, who is the father, right? Like, didn't you feel, and let me know in the comments, like, didn't you feel like for most episodes, it wasn't until we got later into the episodes did we find out who the father was. But really, the whole time, we were all wondering which one is the father, right? And for some of you, if you haven't watched it, you have no idea what I'm talking about. This girl who is being played by Song Ji-ho, which, by the way, this is the first time I'm seeing her. So if you've seen her in something else, please let me know. I always love to watch someone and then see them in another show. So for me, this is the first time I'm watching her. So give me some recommendation. I know you guys always do. You always come through if she's done something else, because I really enjoyed watching her. Anyway, it's the story about a girl there in the university, and she's interested in the film industry. She actually wanted to be a producer. We're told she's dating this guy. His name is Song-ho Joy, and they're very close. He's also in the film. He's doing directing, and they're doing this films at school. They're very close. And then at the same time, they also introduce her other friends, another guy. His name is Ko-jang, who is very close to her as well. And they show how they were always close at school, were studying together. And then the other guy, who actually had a huge crush on her, is being played by Jong-ho. And he actually goes on to become a famous actor who also had a huge crush on her when they were in school. And then the fourth guy they also introduced, I know, right? Like, who is the father? Was Kim Min-joon, who we're shown like he just takes a liking to her, and we just don't get it why. Now, they did not go to school together, but he lived, I believe, in the same area. And it so happened, Song Ji-ho, when she was in college, ends up getting pregnant. But the audience does not know who the father is, because you see that she's close with all these three guys. And then the fourth one is also added, Kim Min-joon, who's also very close to her. So we're just kind of wondering, like, what's the connection there? So what we're told is she gets pregnant in college and she drops off was not able to finish because now she has to go be a mother, obviously. And at the same time, she was dating Jong-ho, and when she leaves without saying anything, he is just like, I mean, he was heartbroken. Like, she won't even say anything to me. And it so happened June's character was also good friends with Jong-ho. So he's actually talking to him and confiding in him, and he is so heartbroken. Like, why would she leave without saying anything? So when Song Ji-hyo went to see San-ho John's character, just because they were dating, because of what had happened, she finds him with another girl who's being played by Kim Da-som. So then she's like, see, he's even having an affair. So why even tell him that I'm leaving? Okay. So that's the reason why she never tells him that she's leaving. And she left because she felt like he's cheating on me. So why even bother? And at this point, the audience doesn't know who the father is. We really don't figure out who the father is because, like I said, she's got 3 other guys that are also very close to her. So the way it's portrayed, it could be anyone. I mean, all of us couldn't figure it out. Like, is it the boyfriend or is it the other 2 that are very close to her? Who is it? It's kind of shown, they reveal it slowly by slowly, which I really loved. So not gonna spoil. I want you guys to watch it because it is fun to figure out who is the father. Is it the one that you think it is, or is it somebody else, right? So then they do show Song Ji-hyo's character obviously struggle with the idea of keeping the child or not. And then she decides she was gonna keep the child. And actually they show it was Ko Jung who convinced her to keep the baby, thankfully. And so obviously then she had to go tell her mom that she was pregnant, who, by the way, is being played by one of our best actresses who always plays the mother. Her name is Min-Kyung. She is excellent, and she's in a lot of K-dramas, right? Like, we saw her in It's Okay to Not Be Okay. I reviewed that one. She was in The Heirs. I reviewed that one. She was also in the Another Miss O. I mean, there's so many. And obviously, she's in this one. She was in Hi Bye Mama. I reviewed that one. I mean, she's an excellent actress and plays an excellent job being the mother. And then obviously, Song Ji-hyo told the mother that the boy who got her pregnant was dead. So, because the mother was like, who was the boy who did it? We need to go find him because he has to take responsibility. And she was just like, you know what? He's dead. I don't want to deal. He's dead. Just raise the child, which they do. And the daughter is so cute. The actress who's playing the daughter, she was one of the best. And I loved how she saw the struggle that the mom was going through as a single mom, trying to make ends meet. She wants to go back into doing film and just all that struggle. So she almost like she grew up more faster just because of that. And then the grandma is so supportive. They had a really good relationship. That was so nice to see. And then the other thing, obviously, that becomes a big deal, and which I felt like it was so unfair at school, it's almost like she would get penalized for not having a father, right? Like, even though sometimes she had gotten into a fight, and this one lady is like, well, the reason why she acts like she's got no manners is because she doesn't have a father. She doesn't have a father figure in her life. You know, just like, wow, like, way to make a kid feel bad. So actually the child herself starts to like wanting to find out, who is my father? Who was my father? Even if he's dead, like, who is he, right? And then she's actually finds her mom's diary, which that's very interesting too. When the daughter is trying to find out who her father is. Even more complicated, Son Ho-jo's character, once he's left by the girlfriend, proceeds to become a very famous writer. And actually one of his books just became like a bestseller. And he actually writes about his first love, who left him, and he's extremely bitter. He actually like wants revenge, right? And then so Song Ji-yo's character has gone back into the film industry. She's working with this guy who, let's just say, they have a low budget, and really he's also crooked. And to make the matters worse, he makes a deal, but because he couldn't pay his debts, he runs away. When he runs away, the debt ends up being stuck on So Ji-ho. And she's just like, how am I gonna make it? And that's when they introduce Kim Min-joon's character, who comes to almost like save the day because he liked her. And really the story or the reason why he liked her was so sweet. And you see why, because it turns out Song Ji-ho's character also looked like somebody he used to know. And that's the reason why he really becomes so attached to her. And so he says he was gonna help with doing the movie as far as financing it. They were trying to do a movie, and it so happened, this is why it's a K-drama, the movie they're trying to do is based on that book that was written by Son Ho-jo about his lost love and why he's bitter. And so obviously, let's just say Song Ji-hyo's character puts two and two together and was like, whoa, wait, that's that guy that I used to date. And wait, this book is about me, and he is very bitter because of how I left. And obviously in her head, she's like, how can he be bitter? Because when I went to talk to him, he was with another girl. If anything, I should be the one who's mad. So obviously, as the show progresses, they do end up meeting. And let's just say they were both very hostile with each other, obviously, at the beginning, because he's hurt because she left without saying anything. And then obviously she's hurt because she saw him with another girl and was just like, he's cheating. But you have to keep watching because it unveils and you find out what happened with him and this girl that she saw him with. What was that all about? And then he also finds out why she left. And it's like, oh my God, like it just becomes like, oh my gosh, sometimes misunderstandings are wrong. And then so obviously as the show progresses, we're really trying to figure out who the father is. And then the thing is now all the other three friends of hers also start to think, wait, was I the father? Or was it the father? Or was you the father? And then you're just starting to think like, wait a second, like how many people were you with? But you have to keep watching because that's the impression we're given, but it's not all that. So that's what makes it such an excellent show. I thought it was really, really good. And at the ending, oh my God, with the oldest daughter, with her daughter, it ends with her daughter. I can tell you, it ends with her daughter's wedding. And oh, it's such a good show. You have to keep watching to see, obviously, who the father is. Finally, we figure out who the father is. And then the question becomes, is he going to take responsibility? And then we also have to answer to the fact that the person who becomes the father, was that love? So that's the question. But like I said, first of all, we got to figure out who the father is. And then after we figure out who the father is, they have to figure out, are we in love or what was going on then, right? So that's really becomes the concept of the show. It's really well done. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. I recommend you watch it. It's 16 episodes, about an hour each, like most of our K-dramas are. And please do go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification button on so that the next time I review another excellent foreign show, you will be notified. Thank you so much. Kamsahamnida, and I'll see you next time. Deuces.